Live on YouTube, live on Rumble. Good afternoon, hello, welcome to This Day in History, aka TDH. I am Xander, UVRU. We will be joined by the Golden Loon here at some point. Today is, of course, Wednesday, aka Wednesday, July 8th, 2026. This show is about interesting and important events that happened today throughout the annals of recorded history. We have a 35-page document to get through today, so without further ado, let's get into it. In the year 292, we have the earliest known date on a Maya inscription, possibly depicting the enthronement of King Sayashan Kawail I of Tikal, Stela 29 Tikal. And we actually have an image of that right here. So, and I forgot to put a note as well to image search this. We'll get to this bear here in a minute. But so let's see here. Put that there. So I'm not sure which one it is. We have several different examples. So I just picked this one because it's a double image and it looks cool. So, but anyway, yeah, that happened. What else do we got? 941, the major occultation or Gaibet el-Kubra of Muhammad al-Mahdi began with the death of the fourth successive agent of the hidden Imam, the Twelver Shia Islam. 1099, during the First Crusade, 15,000 starving Christian soldiers marched in religious procession around Jerusalem as its Muslim defenders look on. Yikes. 1167, the Byzantines defeated the Hungarian army decisively at Sirmium, forcing the Hungarians to sue for peace. 1283, Battle of Malta, an Aragonese fleet led by Roger of Lauria defeated an Angevin force near the Grand Harbor, strengthening Aragonese control in the central Mediterranean during the War of the Sicilian Vespers. Never heard of any of that before, but that sounds really interesting. Other source says Roger of Lauria, commanding the Aragonese fleet, defeated the Angevin fleet, set to put down a rebellion on Malta. 1497, Portuguese navigator Vasco da Gama departed on his first voyage and became the first European to reach India by sea. Dang. 1579, Our Lady of Kazan, a holy icon of the Russian Orthodox Church, and here it is right there, was discovered underground in the city of Kazan in Tartarstan. Tartaria, maybe? So here it is. Once again, we have several different, they all look the same, though, more or less, as far as just different ornates and decorations. I'm not sure which one is the original. This is in some kind of museum pedestal thing, so that might be the original, but then again, not even the Mona Lisa is the actual thing in the Louvre. They have the real thing somewhere behind lock and key. So how many things in the museum are actually real? Even in dinosaur exhibits, none of those bones are actually the real bones. Those are just casted of the bones, and the actual bones are incredibly radioactive and everything. 1658, Abazan Pasha and his allies declared a revolt against Grand Vizier Kaprulu Mehmed Pasha, demanding his execution and marching on Istanbul. Yikes. 1663, King Charles II of England approved the Rhode Island Royal Charter, giving royal recognition to the colony of Rhode Island and Providence plantations and freedoms to its colonists, among them Roger Williams. Nice. 1680, the first confirmed tornado in America killed a servant at Cambridge, Massachusetts. That sucks, literally. 1693, New York City authorized the first police uniforms in the American colonies. Wow, and we actually have an image of that. Look, it even says police, like light police or something. So these aren't firemen. These are police. These are police helmets for whatever reason. So let's do a quick image of this, image search, because they have several depictions. This must be the original photograph and everything right there. And this is an artist depiction of them in their spiffing outfits, the boys in blue. I guess the people in these hats are like the leaders or something. So, and look at this guy. Kind of looks like it does say police, but what's this weapon he has? It looks like some kind of pike or something. What else do we got? 1709, Battle of Poltava. Russians defeated Swedes. End of Swedish Empire as a major power. So, according to another source here, it says Peter I of Russia defeated Charles XII of Sweden at the Battle of Poltava, thus effectively ending Sweden's status as a major power in Europe. 1730, an estimated magnitude 8.7 earthquake caused a tsunami that damaged more than 1,000 km, kilometers, or 620 miles, of Chile's coastline. 1 year after that, theologian Jonathan Edwards preached his sermon, God Glorified in Man's Dependence, in Boston, later his first published sermon. 1741, theologian Jonathan Edwards, this guy again, preached perhaps the most famous of all American sermons, The Sinners in the Hands of an Angry God at Enfield, Connecticut, part of the Great Awakening. I'm going to look up this this article really quick just to see if it tells me about this Great Awakening. Probably going to tell me, oh, yeah, well, at least it tells me about this sermon here. So, let's see, let's start the underbar description. Famous sermon. Put that there.
I'm just glad you're awake.
Why wouldn't I be? Oh, you're the sermon. Yeah.
Great Awakening.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, but the sinners in the hands of... Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, the sinners in the hands of an angry God is a sermon written by the American theologian Jonathan Edwards, preached to his own congregation in Northampton, Massachusetts, to profound effect, and again on July 8th in 1741. So, and that's today. So this is the second time he did this. The first one was whenever he preached. It appears that we don't have the knowledge when he actually preached the first one. The preaching of this sermon was a catalyst for the First Great Awakening, what is this First Great Awakening? It was a series of Christian revivals that swept Britain and its 13 North American colonies in the 1730s and 40s. The revival movement permanently affected Protestantism, adherents striving to renew individual piety and religious devotion. The Great Awakening marked the emergence of Anglo-American evangelicalism as a trans-denominational movement within the Protestant churches. In the U.S., the term Great Awakening is most often used, while in the United Kingdom, movement is referred to as the Evangelical Revival. So, and if you want to read more on that, the link to this is right in here. So, and the link to that is right there. And this is going to be in the underbar description below. After the live stream, as per usual, we already have a lot of cool links down there, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition, the music in the background, our sources, and several other cool things. But anyway, before we continue on, I just want to show you the thumbnail today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I keep forgetting to post this and all that stuff to tell you, like that it's done and all that stuff. And today's title is Year Without Summer, Farthest Thrown Object, and more. So...
Year Without Summer and what?
Farthest Thrown Object.
Oh!
Yeah.
I gotta see what that is.
Yep. 1758, British and colonial assault on French forces at Fort Ticonderoga, New York. And the French held... They held Fort Caroline against the British at Ticonderoga. So, at least a little bit of it. 1775, the Olive Branch Petition was signed by the Continental Congress of the 13 colonies of North America. We covered that yesterday. That was when they were saying, hey, can you please stop with the oppression? We don't want to, become independent, but knock it off. And then literally 1 year after that, we were reading our Declaration of Independence. Hilarious. 1776, Colonel John Nixon gave the first public reading of the Declaration of Independence to an assemblage of citizens in Philadelphia. It looks like we're having a repeat of yesterday. We also have church bells, possibly including the Liberty Bell, were run after John Nixon delivered the first public reading of the Declaration of Independence of the United States of America. 1777, independent Vermont introduced a new constitution prohibiting slavery.
Yay!
So, yeah, before we actually got our independence. So, yes, they were fighting against slavery the whole time, really. But that's something that the system doesn't really teach us. Like, as far as most people are aware, we didn't even try until the Civil War. But the whole, now the Civil War didn't start. I think there was a lot of
debate, and they couldn't get it through the Congress. I think there was tons of debate.
But there was pushes to end slavery with the Constitution right out of the gate before we even formed as the United States.
I know, but if they excluded slavery in the Constitution, then they wouldn't get the South to join the Union. That was the problem.
Not necessarily, because they had slaves up in the north. Like slavery, it wasn't really like a moral thing until much later. But there were a few abolitionists early on, but it didn't really catch on, until later.
It depends on where you were. Vermont, they were way ahead of the game. They never wanted slavery. They were always against it.
Very true. Yeah, that is an exception right there. 1778.
I think that's the norm. It's so far north. Vermont, way up there, above New York.
Well, that's something I'm going to have to look into, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know. 1778, George Washington headquartered at West Point for his Continental Army. All right. So, what else do we got here? 1792, France declared war on Prussia. I'm wondering if that's, Napoleon?
Sounds like it.
Yeah, about that time. 1796, the U.S. State Department issued the first U.S. passport. And I image searched this earlier, I couldn't find really anything. Like it shows like normal passports and everything, but it doesn't show what the first passport.
Oh,
I guess
that'd be curious to know what it looked like.
I guess this is it here, right
Could
there.
be it.
Let's see. Let me open this link
Sure,
here.
it wasn't a fancy book
The
like we
site
have today.
can't be reached. Yeah, no. And that's what I was trying to to find like an actual example of the first passport. But
That's
the only
a shame.
thing,
I'd love to see it.
the only thing I can find really is this, and it's this right here. You see
Hard
that?
to see, yeah.
Yeah, it's very hard, very difficult.
Historical events.
Yeah. 1797, first U.S. Senator William Blount of Tennessee was expelled by impeachment. Huh. I wonder what he did. I'm going to do a surface level scratch of that.
What begs the question, how many senators have been impeached
You know what?
in our history?
How many U.S. senators have been impeached? I spelled that completely horribly. List of U.S. senators expelled or censored? Okay,
Censored's different.
I know. Yes, but it's saying here. What is I don't know what the blue and the green means. I guess that's the first guy right there. But this is Democratic Republican. Okay, so that's I'm trying to figure out. So all of these people. Well, that's Civil War. Supporting Confederate rebellion, Sebastian's expulsion was posthumously reversed in 1877.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, his reason, this guy here. Treason and conspiracy to incite the Creek and Cherokee Indians to assist Great Britain in invading the Spanish territory of West Florida.
That'll do it.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Assist Great Britain in invading the Spanish territory of West Florida in 1797.
Oh,
wow.
Of the
West Florida.
Of the
Yes.
Spanish territory?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a little different.
Well, it is treason
Yeah.
because you're working with the people we just gained independence from.
Yeah.
Like in 1797, we weren't on good terms with Britain, and they would invade us. Like they would invade us again in War of 1812 and everything, and how all that started, and nothing ever came. That made me so mad at UK right now. So, but here we go. Result: not expelled, not expelled. Resign. Term expired. Expulsion proceedings not resulting in expulsion. Okay, there's that. Censored senators. Okay.
Yeah, that's different.
So I guess only these were expelled. So the only senators that were expelled beyond this guy were Confederates.
Confederate. Well, yeah, that's okay. Fair enough.
And these guys did not get expelled, and these guys got censored, and that's it.
Okay.
According to Wikipedia.
He's really the only guy then.
Apparently. So.
Other than during the
Civil War.
Civil War, yeah.
1800, Dr. Benjamin Waterhouse gave the first cowpox vaccination in the United States to his son to prevent smallpox. 1816, a frost in Waltham, Massachusetts, during the year without a summer. So that was when, I think it was a volcano or something, enshrouded the Earth.
Really?
We had a mini nuclear winter. So that's why it's known as the year without a summer, because for the most part,
sun didn't get through.
Yeah. 1822, Chippewas turned over a huge tract of land in Ontario to the United Kingdom. 1835, the Liberty Bell cracked again in Philadelphia, likely while tolling for George Washington's birthday, creating the famous fracture that prevents it from ringing today. So today's George Washington's birthday?
Shouldn't be, no.
Hold on a second. Let's see here. George Washington.
He's in February.
He's in February?
Yeah.
No, yeah, you're right. How did you know that?
Well, it used to be...
President's Day. You're right. Yeah.
It was George Washington Day, and then 3 days later we had Lincoln's Day, and they put them together for President's Day.
So why the hell would they say tolling for George Washington's birthday? We're half a year away from the dang thing.
I don't know.
And he died in December, so still,
Read it again. Please.
Likely while tolling for George Washington's birthday. Hold on a second. It's on right here. It's right here. Likely while tolling for George Washington's birthday. And from the same exact source, it's saying his birthday, February 22nd.
Well,
So
I know
how the hell
that's right.
they're hypocrisizing, or they're not hypocrisizing. I guess they are hypocrisizing, but they're contradicting themselves. That's the word I'm trying to find. Contradiction. Anyway, 1836, Charles Darwin reached St. Helena in HMS Beagle and took up lodgings near the tomb of Napoleon. Yeah, Napoleon died in St. Helena. 1838, Arabs attacked Jewish community of Safed. 1849, St. Paul's Place in the Bronx was named. So wherever St. Paul's Place is in the Bronx. 1853, Commodore Matthew C. Perry sailed his frigate Susquehanna into Tokyo Bay, opening Japan to Western influence and trade. Yeah, like they saw our big metal boats. Well, they weren't big metal boats by 18... Well, I guess they were big wooden boats with metal around them by 1853.
I don't know.
Yeah. 1859, King Charles the 15th, also known as Karl IV, ascended to the throne of Sweden and Norway. So it says right here, King Charles the 15th, Karl IV. So he was a ruler of two things, but he had two different names, and they had like two different lineages, like numericals, Before him, there were 14 Charles, and there were 3 Karls. Weird. 1862, Theodore R. Tinby was granted a U.S. patent for discharging guns in a revolving turret using electricity. The very beginning of naval turret warfare. This is it right here.
Well, how does electricity tie into that?
To spin it.
Oh.
You need power.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Unless you're gonna manually spin it.
I'm thinking of firing. I don't know why, but you said the turret. Yeah.
Well, not yet. Not firing yet. But no, you gotta spin the turret.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what's the point of a turret? But no, 1862. This is the beginning of the I forgot what it was called, but one of the freaking iron hides or what are they called? The ship.
Mm-hmm.
The Confederate built one and we built one. I don't remember what they're... Why can't I remember what they were called? Ironclads. Ironclads, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But that's a turret right there.
Yeah.
So, but whoops, didn't mean to do that. This is what I want. But look at this. Look at the size of that turret. They had a double decker, and that was huge. And then they had more cannons on the side there. This is the beginning of what we would call a battleship.
Yeah.
A turret
Very
that
much.
large. Yeah. 1862, the U.S. Moral Anti-Bigamy Act was signed by Abraham Lincoln, but was not enforced. I also have a note here telling me to look this up. Okay, it's just telling me about the guy. So, anyway, 1864, the Siskushi sabotaged the Shoshuhan Shishi's planned attack on Kyoto, Japan. At Aikidaya, the event is known as the Aikidaya Jinkan. So, it's a sabotage. It's to prevent whatever it is to happen that they didn't want to happen. Espionage, essentially. Oh, here we go. They do have a wiki about this, so I'm going to throw this in the underbar section. Do you have any comments to say so far?
Well, the turret thing just kind of blows my mind. The size of that thing, like you say, it is a battleship.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that right here, but that's still poking at me.
I want to show you as well this. This was the first, before we became colonies, the first police uniforms. I think it was in New York or something. I forgot already. But those aren't firefighters. It says police on the hat.
Yeah, I'll be
so
darned.
those are police helmets.
I'll be darned.
Yeah, so I wonder, if firefighter hats already were like that, and if they were just using firefighter helmets for, more, safety needing
I would
police
guess that
things.
they had fire brigades before they had police.
Yes. Bucket
voluntary.
brigades. Yeah. 1870, Governor Holden of North Carolina declared Caswell County to be in a state of insurrection. That's almost sounds like the Civil War is not over there.
Yeah.
This is North Carolina. This is 1870. The Civil War was over for 5 years, but if they're in a state of insurrection, they might be trying to restart. The South will rise again, all that crap. So, we also have U.S. Congress authorized registration of trademarks. Good. 1874, the Mounties of Northwest Mounted Police began their march west from Fort Dufferin. Cool. 1876, the Hamburg Massacre prior to the 1876 United States presidential election resulted in the deaths of 6 black stadions of the Republican Party along with 1 white assailant. That sounds like the Democrats. 1879, sailing ship USS Jeannette departed San Francisco carrying an ill-fated expedition to the North Pole. 1884, Benjamin Waugh and others founded the London Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children in London, later expanded to become the National Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children, the NSPCC. Oh. Great, nice. 1889, John L. Sullivan, you remember who that guy was?
Yeah, of course.
The
great boxer.
The bare knuckle guy.
Yeah.
Successfully defended the last officially sanctioned bare knuckle world heavyweight prize fighting championship when Jake Kilrain's trainer threw in the towel after 75 1-minute rounds near Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
Minute, how weird.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, it's bare knuckles, so.
Well, I only got to see him once, and it was at the end of his career. John L. Sullivan.
Are you being funny, or like I don't know.
At least I get humor out of it.
Am I having a
my
stupid?
own shit? I cracks me
Am I being a stupid? Like
Deadpan stopped. Look at her face. Go ahead.
I'm trying to figure out when he died. Like
didn't matter when he died. I saw one of his last fights.
He died in February 2nd, 1918, at the age of 59. So
Whoa.
he wasn't that old. That's what I was saying. Like, I was thinking maybe you did. Like, not legitimate, like, not making fun of your age, but like, like, I don't know.
Well,
I mean,
1889. What do you have? Another? You couldn't have gone past 1890 boxing at most.
Well, he was only 59 when he died in 1918, so he was like in his 30s, at the oldest.
Yeah, but how long are you gonna fight for? I mean,
Well, I mean,
go
like,
ahead.
he could have been with boxing gloves boxing, and you saw that. This was just a bare knuckle one.
I was born.
I don't know.
Through this century.
I know.
The 20th century.
I know. But you could have seen him when you were 1, and you don't remember it. And then your dad told you, oh, yeah, that's John Sullivan.
Yeah, you got to see him.
I don't know your life. 1889, the Wall Street Journal began publishing. The first issue of the Wall Street Journal was published. 1891, 61 degrees, the highest temperature for July in 1891 in Baltimore and Philadelphia. 61, wow, that's low. Yeah. 1892, American Psychological Association organized in Clark University, Worcester, Massachusetts. We also have St. John, Newfoundland, was devastated in the Great Fire of 1892. 1896, Charles Tupper resigned as Prime Minister of Canada after losing the June 23rd election. His 69-day term was the shortest in Canadian history. I wonder if it's still the shortest. I want to revisit this really quick, this fire. Like, it kind of... Anybody out there, like, watching this, look into the mud flood, look into... like the Tartarian Empire, look into how they whitewashed old photographs, like how the skies are always white and everything. There's a lot of weird things going on, like how within the same 150 year period, every major civilization had a massive fire. They got rid of practically all the records as if they're resetting history. There's things out there that we don't know. 1896, orator William Jennings Bryan's Cross of Gold speech at Democratic Convention in Chicago. William Jennings Bryan, why is that name so... Oh, yeah, because he was a Secretary of State. Would you mind closing that window, please, before the leaf blowers and all that stuff get too loud? Thank you. 1898, the shooting death of crime boss Soapy Smith released Skagway, Alaska from his iron grip. Wow. We had
about Alaska now?
The shooting death. He was killed in a shootout of the Juneau Wharf, Soapy Smith. Apparently he had a crime, grip on the entire area.
Is that in Juneau, did you say? Or is it Juneau?
Juneau Wharf, Skagway, Alaska.
Oh, Skagway, okay.
Yeah. 1902, Baltimore player-manager Don McGraw was accused by American League president Van Johnson of trying to wreck the Orioles and Washington Senators. He negotiated his release from the Orioles after already signing with the New York Giants. 905, part of Angel Island in San Fran Bay was allocated for immigration detention center, and I said it that way just to piss off the San Fran, citizens, just because people who live in San Francisco, they deserve to get angry. 1905 as well, the soldiers of the Russian battleship Potemkin, who mutinied, surrendered to the Romanian authorities, who turned the ship over to Russian authorities soon after. So we've been talking about the Potemkin and that mutiny and how it inspired other ships to mutiny as well. So something big happened. I don't remember. 907, Florence Ziegfeld staged first Follies on New York Theater roof. We spoke about that yesterday.
Yeah, Ziegfeld Follies. Yep.
1911, Nan Aspinwall was the first woman to make a solo transcontinental trip by horse. So she went from coast to coast on the back of a horse.
That's awesome.
I know it is. Like, I debated whether or not I wanted to put her in the thumbnail, but I ultimately decided not to. But I almost did because I needed one more image, but I eventually got it.
I'm impressed by that.
Yeah.
Hugely impressed.
She covered a total of 4,496 miles, or 7,235 kilometers, arriving in New York City 180 days after setting out from San Francisco on her thoroughbred mare, Lady Ellen.
Good.
Nice. It's awesome.
Yeah.
1912, G.E.V. Crutchley who was playing for Oxford, scored 99 not out, retiring with measles versus Cambridge. It sounds like cricket. He retired with measles. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
We also have Giants' Rube Marquard lost after winning 21 straight.
Unless measles is some way to make an out in cricket.
Yeah, we don't know. I mean, like...
he was retired. He measled out.
Yeah, maybe. 1913, Alfred Carlton Gilbert's patent for the erector set was issued. It became one of the most popular toys of all time. Not this one. Oh, that's the fighting right there. So, the erector set, here it is.
Yeah.
That other picture was the bare knuckle boxing guy.
Yeah.
So, and this was this was famous in once again the Sandlot.
Yeah.
They tried to build like a claw thing to get the ball, and the dog ended up like annihilating the hell out of it. So, but look at this one. You can build like a Ferris wheel. This is cool.
Your older sister got an erector set for Christmas. And you could build a bunch of stuff out. She built a damn elevator out of the thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it went about this high. That thing up.
That's cool.
It was really cool,
dude. We should be still. You had it all, and this was 1913. So I mean, dude, we figured it out.
Yeah.
This is the best way to entertain children and teach them at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, nowadays this would be illegal because of the moving parts and the sharp edges.
Right.
We have to completely wrap our children in bubble wrap, and pamper them and baby them because life at no way will not eat them alive,
And they sue you because you left it in the sun and then it burns your skin because it's metal.
Criminy. 1915, the Germans replied to U.S. President Woodrow Wilson's second Lusitanian note by saying that Americans may sail on clearly marked neutral ships, but Germany does not deal with Wilson's other demands. And 1923, Warren G. Harding became the first sitting U.S. president to visit Alaska, or Metlakatla. I guess that's
I think we talked about him going up to Alaska yesterday.
We may have. 1925, Ralph Samuelson, at the age of 19, performed the world's first water ski jump on Lake Pepin in Lake City, Minnesota. Now, I think this is the guy who invented, because the other day we talked about the inventor. Yeah, it's the same guy, Ralph Samuelson. So he's the inventor. So then he does the first trick, and I guess that might be it right there.
We had that picture, as a matter of fact. I think.
Well, we looked at it.
Yeah.
I used this picture or something. I think I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Or if I even used a picture. Wow, look at the size of those skis. Wow. So those are the first skis.
Yeah.
Those are huge. They don't look that big out of the water, but yeah. Oh wait, is that a? I hope he wasn't being pulled by an aircraft. What the hell?
With those skis, you probably can fly. You gotta catch enough air.
Don't let go. 1928, Phillies set record of airless 25-inning doubleheader. 32, depression low point of Dow Jones Industrial Average 41.22 during the Great Depression.
Yeah.
32 as well, Herbert Shucliffe scored his 100th 100, Yorkshire versus Gloucestershire. That has to be cricket, or it could be what's the other one? Rugby. Yeah, thank you. It could be rugby. Maybe it's
lacrosse.
Thank you. Wow, good job. That legitimately impressed me. 33.
It's sports, of course.
Yeah. Speaking of rugby, we have 33, the first rugby union test match between the Wallabies of Australia and the Springboks of South Africa were played at Newlands Stadium in Cape Town. This is no longer in either source, though. We have the U.S. Public Works Administration became effective. 37, Turkey, Iran, Iraq, and Afghanistan signed the Treaty of Saddabad. I'm going to look that up here really quick just to get a surface level scratch to see if it's going to give us a wiki, and it does.
Something with them before, too. Those countries. Maybe it's different countries.
We've spoken a bit about practically everything by now, but yeah, I'm not sure if we covered this, but or I think we spoke about when one of their things dissolved yesterday. I think it was 3 different countries. So
yeah, it was.
Anyway, the Treaty of Saddabad, it was a non-aggression pact signed by Turkey, Iran, Iraq, and Afghanistan, and lasted for 5 years. The treaty was signed in Tehran's Saddabad Palace and was part of an initiative for greater Middle Eastern Oriental relations spearheaded by King Mohammed Zahir Shah of Afghanistan. Ratifications were exchanged in Tehran on June 25th, 1938, and the treaty became effective on the same day. It was registered in the League of Nations Treaty Series on July 19th, 1938. All right. So, for further reading on that, this will be in the underbar description below after the live stream. 38 would be start of England versus Australia Test cricket at Old Trafford washout. So I guess they got washed out, so this would have been the start, but they got washed out. Mom's time. This is not a good start, as it usually is the case.
She's at a tough time.
Yeah. All Jews living in the Baltic states are obligated to wear a Jewish star. 43, the 4th day of the Battle of Kursk, USSR, Operation Citadel, Nazi General Model used last tank reserve, so they ain't doing too well. 44, during World War II, British troops marched into Caen, Normandy, and that, of course, is the largest city in Normandy. So we finally got the largest place. Loon's time, 46, baseball granted $5,000 minimum salary. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty decent.
Yeah, 46.
Yeah.
You know what? What would that be today?
I don't think you can live off it. It's not enough money to live off it.
Today?
46. I'm going to say it'd be $50,000.
46. $5,000, 2026.
Let's say 150,000.
150,000. Stop your bets. Stop your bets. You should have stayed with your first one. $85,928.97.
Well, that's kind of in the middle.
I know. You're like, give or take $1 here or two. You're right either way.
You
you're
could
close.
live off it.
Yeah, but $5,000 and 46.
85,000. You can live on $85,000, so you can live on $5,000.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, in 1946.
Okay. Yeah. 47, demolition began for UN headquarters in New York City, so they had to get rid of a whole bunch to put in that new tower and everything. So I actually I looked ahead to see, and they do have some images of at least when they were clearing the land and everything, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Look at all that.
Whoa.
Yeah. I think they eventually demolished this building too.
It looks like it had to go.
Yeah, they got rid of it. Look, it's gone.
Oh, that looks like it down there.
No, it's too thin.
Oh, you're right.
It didn't there.
It's gone.
So, yeah. Oh. What else do we got here? 1947 reports were broadcast that a UFO had crash landed in Roswell, New Mexico. Covered that a little bit yesterday. 48, we have the 500th anniversary of the Russian Orthodox Church celebrated in Moscow. The United States Air Force accepted its first female recruits into a program called Women in the Air Force, the WAF.
It's wax. Waves is the Navy.
94.7.
Go ahead.
1949, Monte Irvin and Hank Thompson became the first black players for New York Giants in a 4-3 loss to Brooklyn Dodgers at Ebbets Field. South Africa's Prohibition of Mixed Marriages Act commenced, prohibiting marriage or a sexual relationship between white people and people of other races. What the hell, dude? Wow. Yeah, I know. I'm still disgusted. 50, 33.4 centimeters of rainfall at York, Nebraska, their state record. We also have General Douglas MacArthur was named Commander-in-Chief of UN forces in Korea. 1950 as well, Leroy Deans awarded First Order of Purple Heart in Korea. That's not a good thing to happen there. 53, U.S. stopped aid to Persia. Wonder why. We were even aiding them and everything. They eventually became Iran, I think, right? Persia is Iran.
I believe, yes.
Yeah. 57, first Pugwash Conference, the Thinkers Lodge, held on nuclear disarmament at Pugwash, Nova Scotia, Canada, founded by Joseph Rotblat and hosted by Cyrus Eaton. 57 as well, Irish Taoiseach Eamon de Valera ordered the arrest of leading Sinn Féin figures to suppress Republican opposition and curb IRA-linked activity. That's oppression right there. 1960, Francis Gary Powers was charged with espionage resulting from his flight over the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Yeah, we spoke about you.
Yeah,
we covered when he got shot down.
Yeah.
The other day, I believe.
Yeah. They thought he is a spy plane.
Yeah, they thought he couldn't touch us all the way up there.
Yeah, he's too high. They didn't have the technology to hit him. They were wrong. And he had a cyanide capsule, which you're supposed to take if you got hit.
Yeah.
Good for him. I'm glad he didn't. Screw it.
Well, who knows what secrets they got out of him? So
well, that's too much to ask for someone to just. You're already sending out on a dangerous mission. Now you're going to want him to.
He signed up for it.
Yeah, true.
He knew what he was getting into. Once again,
Yeah.
Like this kind of coincides with blah blah blah. Your time off, but with the company uniform, yada yada. This is your employer type thing. You do your job. You're not paid to do what you want. You're paid to do what you're ordered to.
Yeah.
So, 1961, Fred Truman took 5-0 and 24 balls to rip through Aussies. That does not sound good. That sounds horrifying. Balls to rip through Aussies. What? He did what? To the what with the what?
Pretty ballsy though.
Yeah. Portuguese steamer Save broke up off Mozambique. 227 died. We spoke about that yesterday. That was the ship that crashed, caught fire, and then exploded. So, 62, Ni Win besieged and blew up the Rangoon University student building to crush the student movement. That's no way to, get people to be on your side. 63, reports on Charlie Finley's intention to move Kansas City A's to Oakland. Did he?
Yeah.
Okay. We also have U.S. banned all monetary transactions with Cuba. Yep. 63, this is Wimbledon, no longer on either source again, so... Wimbledon women's tennis, Australian Margaret Smith won her first of 3 Wimbledon titles, defeating Billie Jean Moltiff 6-3, 6-4. 65, Canadian Pacific airliner crashed in Gustafon Lake, British Columbia, due to a bomb on board, killing 52 people. One of the great unsolved aviation mysteries. What do you mean? We knew that it was a bomb. What's the unsolved part? Who did it? We know what happened. Mm-hmm. Canadian Pacific Airlines Flight 21 was destroyed by a bomb near 100 Mile House, Canada, murdering 52. 66, King Mubambabusta, the 4th Bangiri of Burundi, was deposed by his son, Prince Charles Nzizi. It's terrible. I wasn't having a stroke reading this, guys, although it felt like it. 66, U.S. airline strike until August 19th. Over what? How many involved?
Yeah.
So, 67, Helen Weston of Detroit rolled a record 4,585 in 24 games. What the hell does that mean? Is that cricket? Is it bowling? 4,585 rolls in 24 games. I don't think you can do that in bowling. So, it has to be cricket.
I guess. Yeah, probably.
You know what?
Yeah, it has to.
But why is somebody from Detroit playing cricket? Come on. World Bowling Crown.
It is bowling.
Bowling, okay. All right, I was unintentionally right.
Yeah.
That's
that just seems impossible.
Yeah, it's weird. Oh, I want to go back. There we go. 19. Or I guess that was her score. 4,585.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so she's not rolling that.
Okay.
Okay.
Why not give us a score? Come on.
Scored. What she rolled.
Yeah.
Bowling. I'm just going to put this in here, right here. Bowling.
Yeah, rolls a record. That's her score.
1968, Israeli-Egyptian artillery duel along the Suez Canal. Here we go again. 1969, IBM CICS was made generally available for the 360 mainframe computer. Cool. I'm going to do a surface level scratch of the article. It's telling me to look that up here really quick, so I'm going to do that. CICS. Alright, so if anybody wants to read more about this, let's see. CICS. Nope. I don't want that. I want this. There we go. Alright, I'm going to throw that down there for you guys. 1969 as well, U.S. troop withdrawal began in Vietnam. Finally getting out of there.
Yeah.
70, Fantasy Records released Cosmos Factory, the 5th studio album by Canadian rock band Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Great.
It was critically acclaimed and became their biggest seller, spawning 6 singles that reached the top 5 of the Billboard charts.
Yeah, they had some great ones out of there. I remember 2 of them.
Wow.
Can't remember the names of the song, though.
So you don't remember 2 of them?
I can hear them in my head. I just don't remember the names.
1970, Richard "I am not a crook" Nixon delivered a special congressional message enunciating Native American self-determination as official U.S. Indian policy, leading to the Indian Self-Determination and Education Assistance Act of 1975. Hell yeah! Now, what I wonder is, why the hell did it take until 1970 to get that done? Why is this not on primary source? You know, this is from secondary source. And why didn't it become effective for another 5 years? But you're better late than never, but still, like, you know. 1971, during street disturbances, British soldiers shot dead 2 Catholic civilians in Free Derry. Riots erupted. The Social Democratic and Labour Party withdrew from Stormport in protest. 72, U.S. sold grain to the USSR for $750 million. Yeah, we took their dirty Ruski money, you know, their communist money,
That
you know,
was,
so.
I think that was Nixon behind that also.
Yeah. 72, Israeli Mossad assassinated Palestinian writer Ghassan Kafanani. Okay, typical. 73, New York Mets are 12.5 games back in National League, but went on to win the pennant anyway, because they're the freaking Mets, you know.
Great finish.
Yeah, hold on a second. It's not about the money, Spider-Man. Let's see if I can find, yeah, here it is. Is this the one?
It's not always about the money, Spider-Man. It's about the Mets, baby. Love the Mets. All right, baby, let's go. Get a home run, baby. Love the Mets. Let's go, Mets.
I just had to. Oh. Anyway, what else we got here? 1974, David Bowie began 6 consecutive nights of his Diamond Dogs tour at Tower Theater in Upper Darby, Pennsylvania. Several shows were recorded and released as the double LP David Live later in the year. New York Yankees shortstop Jim Mason tied record with 4 doubles in a 9-inning game. Impressive. 75, an earthquake damaged more than 2,000 temples in Pagan, Burma, and decapitated the 20-foot high seated Buddha of Thangadawaguna. Like, let's see here, 75 here. Hold on a second. Where is this? Here, this place. Can't pronounce that. But I'm going to image search this really quick. Like, there are a lot of temples. Look at all that. Look at all those temples out there. Why do you have more temples than people? Like, why? You have a jungle of temples. Like, look at that. Like, that is crazy. So, and at the same time, like, you know, the first thing that crossed my mind was, you know, is that a sign from God? Like, you know, destroyed a bunch of temples and cut off the head of a deified statue, you know? Like, I don't know. 75, U.S. President Gerald Ford announced that he will seek the Republican presidential nomination, and he got it. 75, Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin visited West Germany for talks with Chancellor Helmut Schmidt to strengthen diplomatic ties after decades of tension following the Holocaust. Yeah. 76, Randy Jones won National League record 16 games before All-Star break. 77, Sabra Starr finished longest recorded belly dance of 100 hours. So that's something for Mr. Rush.
Yeah. Oh, we want to see
Just
that.
imagine some Ohio guy doing that. Hey, it's a record. How bad do you want it? You know? Oh. So 78, also no longer on primary source, Wimbledon's men's tennis, Bjorn Borg of Sweden won his third straight Wimbledon singles crown, defeating Stadium Jimmy Connors 6-2, 6-2, 6-3. 79, Don Martinez Man Party won election in Dutch Antilles. The Man Party, ha! You know. 79, the Democratic Republic of the Congo adopted a new constitution. And Voyager 2 took the first ever photo of Jupiter's satellite, Adrasta, or J14. And I think that's it right there. I'm not sure. Like, I image searched that, and that's the only image of a freaking satellite that I can find. Everything else is just showing me Jupiter or Jupiter with the thing. No, I want to see the image you took.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's it. You know, because I can't find anything else. Like, unless that's it. You know, which is 79 black and white, but it wouldn't be that quality. That's way too high quality. So this has to be it. I don't know. Even still, that looks. I mean, but they had high tech stuff in you know, NASA and all that stuff. I don't know. 1980, Aeroflot Flight 4225 crashed near Almaty International Airport in the then Kazakh Soviet Socialist Republic, present-day Kazakhstan, killing all 166 people on board. The inaugural 1980 State of Origin game was won by Queensland, who defeated New South Wales 20-10 at Lang Park. 81, French Prime Minister Maros nationalized banks, plane, and steel industry in France. He's taking it over. '82, Billy Martin recorded his 1,000th career win as a manager. Pretty cool.
Yeah, Yankees.
Yep. '82.
Mostly, he is with other teams too.
1982, Senegalese Trotskyist political party LCT was legally recognized. Uh-oh, that's not good. 82 as well. Porn star John Holmes convicted of receiving stolen property. I wonder where he hid it. 82 as well. A failed assassination attempt against Iraqi President Saddam Hussein resulted in the Dujal massacre over the next several months. Yikes. 86, farthest thrown object in aerobie flying ring, 383 meters or 1,257 feet. So that's like around 1/5 of a mile or something. So that's just one of these.
Yeah.
You know? So just woo. That's impressive.
Yeah, it is.
1986, we'll get to that one here. NASA established safety, reliability, maintain, and quality assurance. Okay. Ayo's time!
Hey.
Can I get through my life in 14 minutes?
I don't think so.
1987, Kitty Dukakis revealed an addiction to amphetamines for 26 years. How are you alive? Wow. 88, Stadium Rockers and brothers Chico DeBarge and Bobby DeBarge were indicted on drug trafficking charges. Oh, no idea who the heck they were. 88, Indians Bud Black set club record for most batters hit in inning, 3. That's not good. It's not good at all.
Not good at all.
88, Miami Arena opened in Miami, Florida. Well, gee, if it was open in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, I'd be a little worried. Why the fuck is there named on Miami up here? 88, Stevie Wonder announced he will run for mayor of Detroit in 92, but he does not follow through. I didn't see that coming. That was terrible. I'm sorry. I should have had some foresight with that. What is wrong with me? 88, the Island Express train traveling from Bangalore to Kanyakumari derailed on the Preuman Bridge and fell into Ashtamudi Lake, Kerala, in India, killing 105 passengers and injuring over 200 more. Yeah. 1990, 12/34/56 on 7/8/1990. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. A once-in-a-lifetime event. Only happened once.
Yeah.
And not just in a lifetime, but I guess once in history. Because it's never going to be 1990 again. I guess, well, actually, it could be 2090 or whatever. So I guess this could still happen again every 100 years on the 90. So, and it can happen twice on that day, actually. If you have a non-military clock. So, 1990 as well. The Brewers defeated Angels 20-7, including 13 in the 5th inning. What the hell?
Wow. Poor Angels.
Yeah, but they really are the Angels, aren't they? They're dead. FIFA World Cup Final, Studio Olimpico, Rome, Italy. 85th minute penalty by Andreas Brahimi gave West Germany a 1-0 win over Argentina. 85th minute penalty. Wow. 1990, trailing 7-0, Brewers tie Angels and then scored 13th and 5th to win 20-7. Angels, stop sucking. Yeah. What the hell, dude? You were up by 7. What are you doing? I mean, I don't even play baseball and I'm not as bad as you. What the fuck? 91, Major League umpire Steve Palermo and former NFL defensive lineman Terrence Mann shot trying to help 2 waitresses from being robbed. I hope they survived. It doesn't say they were killed, just says they were shot.
Yeah.
So, and there have been examples of people shot in the head who survived. It's incredibly rare. Theoretically impossible, but it's happened. 91, Pitts Pirate President Carl Barger became the first president of the Florida Marlins. Yeah. All right, cool. 92, Conference for Security and Cooperation in Europe created the Office of High Commissioner on National Minorities. Okay. We also have Florida Marlins unveiled their uniform. So take a look at what their uniform looks like. Ha ha ha. Well, it's actually a mammal, unless you did that on purpose. What's their so these, okay. That's cool. Do they still have those colors? Those are cool, unique colors.
I believe they have those colors.
They should still have those colors.
But the Marlins a fish.
They are a fish. I'm stupid. I was thinking about the Miami Dolphins.
Oh.
I mean, Miami's in Florida. Okay. At least I'm in the same state.
I'll have to give you kudos for being in the same state. I was thinking of the Dolphins. Oh, God.
I didn't get the point. Marlins,
I know. Yeah, the big.
You live by the sword, you die by the fish. 94, St. Martin, the Godfather, Claude Wathy, was sentenced to 1.5 years. Seems like a very light sentence for a Godfather. You know,
I don't know what he did, though.
I don't know. It's not telling me. What is this guy? Oh, here we go. What is this? Claude Wathy and Hesheng sorry, co-founded. This is something else. Oh, Claude Wathy? Yeah. St. Martin Godfather Claude. Oh, so he was the godfather of St. Martin. So, like, they founded the University of St. Martin in 94. He became accused of corruption, fraud, member of a criminal organization, and was sentenced to imprisonment for perjury. Okay. So that took a wild turn there. 94 as well, Kim Jong-il began to assume supreme leadership of North Korea upon the death of his father, Kim Il-sung. 95, first CFL game between two teams, Las Vegas Posse versus Sacramento Gold. Posse? What the hell is this? Pose? How do you pronounce this? P-O-S-S-E? Posey?
I don't know. Posey.
Pocket full of posies. 95, Wimbledon women's tennis. This is also no longer another hearing. Why did they just... It's always the Wimbledon. It's weird. German superstar Steffi Graf defeated Adriana Sanchez Vicaro of Spain 4-6, 6-1, 7-5 for her 6th Wimbledon title. 96, British girls groups the Spice Girls released their debut single "Wannabe" in the United Kingdom. Now, what's really funny is that KFC,
radio station.
No, the
Chicken?
Kentucky Fried Chicken radio station.
Or, I don't know. K. Started with a K. We're talking music.
Now he's having an old man. We're both in trouble. No.
How do we get chicken out of music? Spice. Okay, go.
Well, no. KFC on Twitter, I'm not sure if they still do, but from last I heard, they only follow 11 people. It's the Spice Girls and then random people named Herb. So that way they have 11 herbs and spices.
Yeah, I know.
Like, but that's serious. That actually happened. That's
What?
I'm not making that up. I'm not doing a bit. That actually happened. You know, I'm gonna look this up here right now, so that way you know I'm not full of shit. At least this time here. Let's see here. I want this. It's not image search. There we go. KFC Twitter following Spice Girls. So here we go. Why KFC only follows 11 people on Twitter? Yeah, it's all sorts of news.
Okay.
Right there. Person that runs the KFC, yada yada. Where is it? I know it's the Spice Girls and a bunch of people named Herb. Here we go. The 5 former members of the pop groups the Spice Girls and 6 men named Herb.
There you go.
So there you go. Like, it's real. It's real. 99, NATO invited Poland, Hungary, and the Czech Republic to join. You shouldn't be growing, you fucks. 99 as well, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, the 3rd book in the series by J.K. Rowling, was published by Bloomsbury in the UK. We also have Alan Lee Davis was executed by electrocution by the state of Florida, the last use of the electric chair for capital punishment in Florida. Good. 2000, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, the 4th book in the series by J.K. Rowling, was published in the UK, Bloomsbury, and the US, Scholastic. 2000 as well, another deleted Wimbledon here, women's tennis. Venus Williams won her first career Grand Slam singles title, defeating fellow Stadian Lindsay Davenport 6-3, 7-6. 2003, Sudan Airways Flight 39 Flight 39 with 116 people on board, 116, crashed in Sudan. The only survivor was a 2-year-old boy who unfortunately later subsequently died as a result of his injuries.
Man.
So, you know, well, at least he didn't grow up with survivor skills. So.
Yeah.
2004, Adelphia Communications Corporation founder John J. Regas was convicted on charges of conspiracy, securities, and bank fraud. 2007, another deleted thing, Wimbledon men's tennis. Roger Federer of Switzerland won the singles title for a 5th consecutive year, defeating Spaniard Rafael Nadal 7-6, 4-6, 7-6, 2-6, 6-2. 2008, Stadium businessman T. Boone Pickens announced his Pickens Plan, an energy policy that moves away from imported oil. That sounds stupid. 2010, Inception, directed by Christopher Nolan. Why?
Oh, getting away from
from imported oil. That's better. Yeah, no, I just thought oil. I didn't even hear my own say. You know, getting away from imported oil. Okay, that's good. I I thought he was trying to, like, you know, do green energy. Everything.
No.
So I read imported, but my brain didn't register.
Yeah, I got you.
So
that's easy.
2010, Inception, directed by Christopher Nolan and starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, premiered in London. Okay.
What was the name of it?
Inception.
Oh, okay.
You know, with all the spinny shit.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Neither have I, but it has inspired so many other movies to do.
Really?
Well, like at least the crazy like. Hold on a second. Let's see if I can find it. Crazy Inception scene. It's like when like the whole city is like, here we go, like folding in on itself. Like right here. Let's see if I can find it. Or is it not showing it? Oh, there we go. See how it's like folding in?
Oh.
Because they're in a dream.
Oh, okay.
So like, now like then there's what's his face? Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, and then he does all this stuff like hold on a second. Doctor Strange versus Spider-Man. Like he goes into some like fractal dimension or something, and he fights Spider-Man in this thing. You see how he has the city above and below, and everything, and then he does a whole bunch of stuff, and there's like a whole bunch of spinny things. Like if I can find it.
You're great at geometry. You
See how it's all spinning and everything. Like, you know, so that's.
Square the radius.
So it's from that one scene in Inception. It spun so many movies to do so much wild stuff with CGI,
I see
like of like that massive, you know, landmass type stuff. 2010, during first round of the John Deere Classic, Paul Goyos became the fourth and oldest player in PGA Tour history to shoot 59. Round included 12 birdies and 6 pars. Nice.
Didn't even know there was a John Deere Classic.
I didn't either, but this is my reaction to it. It's literally called Golf Clap.
Yeah.
2011, Space Shuttle Atlantis was launched in the final mission of the U.S. Space Shuttle program. You know, rest in peace.
Yeah.
2012, tens of thousands protest over election corruption in Mexico City after Enrique Peña Nieto's win in the country's presidential election. 2013, 42 people were killed, hundreds injured after the Egyptian army raided a sit-in protest in Cairo. Yikes. A dozen people were killed and injured after a hotel collapsed in Hyderabad, India. 2014 FIFA World Cup, Germany defeated Brazil by a record 7-1 in the semifinals to make it to the final. Miroslav Klose of Germany broke the World Cup goal-scoring record with 16 goals, surpassed by Lionel Messi in 2026 this year. So he broke that 12 years later.
Yeah.
Very cool. 2014 as well, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu instructed his offense forces to take their gloves off against Hamas and to take any means necessary to restore peace to Israeli citizens, in his words. While the Empire maintained peace in Star Wars by crippling oppression, I wonder if this is what his plan is. 2015, the New York Stock Exchange stopped trading for nearly 4 hours due to a technical error. That's an expensive error. 2015 as well, the NFL's Washington Redskins have their trademark vacated on the grounds it may cause offense to Native Americans.
Yeah.
Despite the Native Americans all coming out and saying it's fine. No. Native Americans, we white people will speak on your behalf. We white people know what offends you. So don't tell us what's not offensive. We'll think for you, okay? You're oppressed, okay? Shut up, you're oppressed. Oh my God, so stupid. You know? Listen, the fucking thing was drawn by a native, dude. Like, they're cool with it. We white people need to shut the fuck up and back off, you know? It's ridiculous. 2015, let's see here, we also have 2016, Italian designer Maria Grazzi Chieri was the first woman to be appointed artistic director at French fashion house Christian Dior. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
1 year later, British Lions tied 15-15 with New Zealand All Blacks in their third rugby match to tie the series. UNESCO declared Asmara, capital of Eritrea, a World Heritage Site for its Art Deco buildings. Oh. Yeah, I gotta show these to you. I thought seriously about putting this in the thumbnail.
Ooh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I know, but I ultimately didn't because there's just too much. You couldn't be able to see it.
Yeah.
You know, even if it occupied the larger section. So I just, I wanted to show it right. But I mean, look at that. That looks like a.
That's amazing.
That looks like something out of Fallout. You know, like a freaking like a Sonic, like
Yeah.
a drive-in, like an
Yeah.
actual drive-in.
Yeah.
You know, not a drive-through, but a drive-in restaurant.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like the Flintstones. You know, like with the big,
Those
you
are
know.
some crazy buildings.
Yeah, look at that Art Deco buildings and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, look at that. That looks like the high school out of frickin' what's it called? Well, The Simpsons, but also Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Oh, cool church.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. 2018, British Brexit Secretary David Davis, what a name, resigned in a stand against Theresa May's new softer Brexit policy. Okay, well, you resigned, you're gone, so, okay, bye. 2018, Eritrea and Ethiopia announced the reestablishment of diplomatic ties between the two countries after almost 20 years in Asmara, Eritrea. That's pretty
Good.
cool.
Yeah, that's great.
And this is also awesome. 4 boys were the first to be rescued after 16 days from Sam Luang Cave in Thailand by Thai International Rescue Team.
Yeah.
So finally
they
getting
were-
them out of there.
Yeah.
And they all survived, right? I think?
Yep.
Yeah.
They all made it.
Yeah,
It
good.
was I can't remember exactly, but it was very difficult to get them out of there,
Yeah.
even as the water receded some. They just,
Yeah. Well, because it's a cave and everything.
Yeah.
And
they were just lucky to get out.
yeah. In 2018, South Korean golfer Se Young Ki broke LPGA 72-hole scoring record with 31 under par, 257. Also first to better negative 30 in winning Thornberry Creek Classic. Thornberry smashing! Ah! 2019, Congolese general and rebel leader Bosco Ntaganda convicted of war crimes and crimes against humanity by the International Criminal Court in The Hague. Whoops. Deutsche Bank began laying off 18,000 employees worldwide as part of a large overhaul of its operations. U.S. financier Jeffrey Epstein indicted on further charges of sex trafficking of minors. Yep, you know, he's still alive. Now he's Palm Beach Pete. Dude, Palm Beach, you remember I told you about the whole Palm Beach Pete thing, right? Like,
No.
after, you know about Epstein.
Yeah, of course.
You know about him like, eliminating himself in the prison, and people are saying that he didn't off himself because, you know, there was so much weird stuff is happening, everything. Well, later, they discover, like, here, let me just look this guy up. Palm Beach Pete, Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, right here, look at him. That's Palm Beach Pete.
Okay.
Or one of these is Palm Beach Pete. One of these is I don't know who, but you could. It's the same guy. Okay, this is definitely Epstein next to Trump. So, but this is Palm Beach Pete.
Okay.
It's the same guy. Like they've there he is. This is Epstein, I think, and that's Palm. It's the same guy, same structure, same.
Yeah, but a lot of
everything.
people can look that close. They don't look exactly the same.
No, people that have done like computer freaking things like analyze distance and all that jazz, and there's also like they've looked at dental, like between his dental records, his teeth, the lower bottom of his teeth, like look exactly the same, and recently apparently he tried to run for governor of Florida or mayor of Miami or something. He tried to run for something, and they needed him to do some DNA test, and it's come back, and they've stripped him of the ability to run until they do more thorough testing on his DNA. So there's something fishy going on. I say he's Jeffrey Epstein. Anyway, 2020, Stadians and Polynesians made contact around 1200 AD, according to new genomic study in Nature. People from eastern Polynesia had DNA from indigenous Colombia. Huh. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Australian city of Melbourne went back into lockdown for 6 weeks after second outbreak of 700 active cases. Fearmonger, fearmonger. U.S. government issued a directive that more than 1 million international students will be stripped of their visas if their courses entirely online. Well, that makes sense. If it's all online, you don't need a visa.
True.
2021, a tiny Leonardo da Vinci sketch, the head of a bear, the size of a Post-it, sold for £8.9 million, or $12.2 million at auction in London. And that's what this is, just a tiny little sketch. Just a little bear. Like, people want his art, dude. Like, there it is, right there. That's the size of it. Just a little sketch of a bear, a doodle, you know? Yeah, this is what he actually drew. So like, that's awesome. Art. Yeah. 21, global known death toll from COVID-19. Kung flu passed 4 million, equal to all deaths in battle since 1982. Fearmonger, fearmonger, fearmonger. Japan said the Olympics will be held without spectators as Tokyo announced state of emergency due to a surge in Kung Flu. Fearmonger, fearmonger, fearmonger. And why in the hell have the Olympics? Why nobody can go to it? What's the point?
Yeah.
What's the point?
Just cancel them.
You know? They did before. They kept doing that, kicking the can down the road. You know? We also have MLB Padres relief pitcher Daniel Camarena got his first hit in his second career at-bat, a grand slam against Washington Nationals' Max Scherzer in San Diego. Brandon said U.S. troops will withdraw from Afghanistan by August 31st, despite increased Taliban gain across the country. Zayla Avantgarde, Canadian student at the age of 14 from Harvey, Louisiana, won Scripps National Spelling Bee title. But what did they spell? Like,
Good call.
you
should have told us.
Yeah. 2022, this one's a very somber one. Former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe was shot and killed and assassinated with an improvised firearm used to, or due to resentment against the Unification Church. So, Shinzo Abe did a lot of amazing things for Japan.
Yeah, he was a great one.
Gymnast Simon Biles, at the age of 25, became the youngest person to receive the U.S. Presidential Medal of Freedom from from Brandon here. So it just makes me wonder, because she's, of African descent, did she actually earn it, or was it just awarded her because she got check marks? If she actually earned it, kudos to her.
She was a great athlete.
But unfortunately, with how everything is, most people are gonna, if history goes the right way, unfortunately, most people will think of her as a DEI. And if she actually did earn it...
She was a great gymnast. I'll leave it at that.
Okay. 2023, British singer-songwriter Elton John, the last Queen of England, completed his international farewell Yellow Brick Road, the final tour, at the Tele2 Arena in Stockholm, Sweden. 2023 as well, Dutch government, led by Prime Minister Mark Rutte, collapsed over disagreements between coalition partners over asylum policies. 24... Hurricane Beryl made landfall in Texas as a Category 1 storm, knocking out power to nearly 3 million customers. I forgot to turn this on earlier today. Because I have a new background thing on my little tornado machine. So. 24 as well, Russian missile attack on 5 cities struck the county's largest children's hospital in Kiev, killing at least 31 people, injuring 150 others. 2025, just this time last year, Bulgaria's request to adopt the euro as the country's official currency was approved by the European Parliament and Council. The euro will replace the lev on January 1st, 2026. That happened earlier this year. And last but not least, the International Criminal Court, the ICC, issued arrest warrants for Taliban leader Hibatullah Akhundzada over persecution of girls, women, and the Alphabet Mafia. So, anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description below for any links that you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. These links will be down there in about 10 minutes or so. A lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis. We can only bring you a portion between several sources. We have gone through our 35-page document here in an hour and 8 minutes. So it is up to you to find the artifacts of our history, but only if each individual reaches out with and for open mindfulness, with a yearn to learn, to see outside what you think you know, to grow and find enlightenment. We have to find common ground with those who see their opinions differently from our own, and find a better way to be better to one another. To let us know that you're still watching in the comments, what's the code word today?
How about turret?
Turrets, yes, put turrets in the comments section. Let us know that you're still watching. For your dose of past events daily, we stream at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you know all of us, I'm Alexander.
Golden Loon.
And UVRU. And until you catch us next time, whenever it is, wherever it is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection. Rate 5 thumbs and subscribe. Toodles!